So I just had, for the first time in my life, let me turn this down, make sure that this doesn't get in the way. I've never had an epiphany. I've thought, I've thought, that I knew what that word meant. No, I just had an epiphany for the first time, or it was the Holy Spirit. That's all I can say. I felt so alone my entire life, and I've always felt like God has never listened to me. I've been so stupid. The truth has been right there the entire time. It's in the book. It's right there. It's right in front of your eyes. Sorry, I'm shaking. Like, I'm seriously shaking right now. My entire body's been quivering. I've never had this kind of feeling, this emotion, this comfort. I feel like I just got wrapped in the biggest, warmest blanket of my life, dude. And everything's okay. Everything's okay. It's amazing. It really is. I need everyone. I don't care what. Where, why, who, what. Jeffrey Dahmer, Hitler. It doesn't matter how bad. Listen. God isn't just some being out there, singular, okay? He's also not some psychic entity or something like that. Listen, he's everything. Everything that you see, that you think, that you touch, that exists. The stuff that we don't even know of. All of it. Every thought, every blade of grass, every atom, every universe, everything that we don't know of yet. All of it. It's all him. Him doesn't even describe. It's God. All of this is God. Every bit of it. You, me, all of it. I believe that he existed. God existed. Okay? There's just no way for us to mentally wrap our minds around it yet. When we become one with him all the way, when we, as parts of him that have been removed until later, once we are brought back to him, we will know and understand this. There'll be a way to actually, to articulate it, to describe this, where it's not like infinity, where that number you can't even put in your mind. You can think of a billion, a trillion, a quadrillion, a sextillion. You can put those in the, a one with 33 zeros after it. But of infinity, it's too big. You can't put that in your mind. You can't. That's the same thing. Once we go back to him, we will understand it. It's the simple understanding that I have of it is God existed and he wanted more. Imagine, okay, I've been split from my wife for 3 weeks, roughly, almost a month. It's been pretty rough. It's been horrible. It's been horrible. I'm not gonna lie. I've almost died. I've thought of suicide so many times. I almost drank myself to death. I drank 2/5 in like an hour. I'm lucky. Let's just say that I'm lucky to sit here and know what I know at this very second. To have went through the last 15 minutes of my life. To have made it to this point. To have been able to live through the last 15 minutes, to feel what I feel, to know what I know now, it was all worth it. I would do it all over again 1,000, a million, a billion times. Come on now. It's you see these people that I think this is what they feel. When you go to church and you see those few people that are just so amazingly happy, you talk to them and you're like, wow, you went through some hell in your life, but you just are so beautiful. The happiness coming from you is like it's just like the rays of sunshine. It's beautiful and warm and love. They've come to the same realization. It's just different for them. Maybe not different. I mean, I guess they arrived at the same conclusion that I just have, but through a different method. They prayed. They tried to get as close as they could, and eventually they reached that point where they understood it. They just understood it. Well, this is the way that I understand it. Every single thing that exists is God. He existed. We are part of Him, just isolated inside Him. He was lonely, if that word can even describe it, because God is God. Just, just for lack of a better term, let's just stick with that. He was lonely. He wanted companionship. Why wouldn't you? It doesn't matter how powerful, how amazing you are. Why would you want to be alone? Nothing wants to be alone. There's always a pair. Think about entangled particles in quantum physics. There's always a pair. Everything has its other. We are meant for that. That's what this life is. He isolated us, and He's watching and experiencing what we're experiencing. And it's horrible to say this because He doesn't need us, but He wanted us as much as we want Him. To have Him, we need this realization. We need to understand that what we are, why we are, and where we're going. I felt so much hate and anger and aggression in my life. And rightfully so, because I have been done wrong. But I have also done wrong. We are all sinners and come short of the glory of God. That's what that is. I don't have any of it. That's why I feel like I do. It's all gone. All the hate, the aggression, it's all gone. I'm actually happy, dude. I'm sitting here after my life was just ripped apart essentially a month ago, and I'm happier right now than I was at any moment in my life. I thought when I held my daughter Ava, 5 minutes after she had just fought her mother for 3 hours to come out, I thought I'd reached the best point of my life. No. That was an amazing moment, but no. I've always felt alone. I don't now. I don't feel alone at all. All I want to do, the only thing that's on my mind now. That's why I'm making this video. I couldn't. What happens if, like, I don't know. We're all part of God. I don't think he would allow it, but what happened if I died after realizing that, had a heart attack and dropped dead? I would never have the opportunity to share this with anyone. I would always be part of him. I would go back to him, and I probably would never even regret or even think twice. I don't even know, because, I don't know what it's going to be like when I get back to God. I don't know how, or the why, or the what's. I can't even use words to try to describe it, because I know that little of it. But truly, I am so just... I'm just so happy. I've always thought of, him being omnipresent, being around it, as like a billion bodies around it all, like a billion ghosts. We have to get it out of our heads that he's a singular being, that we are singular beings. We're not. God isn't. He can choose. God chooses based on what we do in our lives. And if we reach this point, I think this is truly it. I think this is the point, because I've always, in a sense, honestly, now I can say, no, I really haven't. I've never truly trusted. I've never truly believed that there was a God. Never. I've never honestly believed it. I've said it so many times, and over the last month, just pray, believe. He's got to be there. He is there. I know he's there, and I felt my faith strengthen and strengthen and strengthen, and then today it overflowed. I was just sitting here, just sitting here, thinking about things. I don't even remember why or what it was that brought the mental change, the thought process that led to ugh. That's this is just wow, man. I got to get out of this motel room and start talking to people. I got to get out of here and share this. I've never in my life wanted to go to church so bad, but I'll tell you right now, I know where I'm going. I'm going to find a good one, that's for sure. If anybody watches this and knows of the feeling that I just spoke of, and where there's some other people that have had that same feeling, I would love to meet you guys. People, I'm sorry I'm quiet. I can't help it. I'm speechless. This is amazing. I'm totally speechless. I've always ran my mouth. You should see my text messages, dude. I write paragraphs to people and I can't even help it. Like a long lists of just sometimes nonsense. Sit there and smoke a bunch of weed, take a bunch of kratom, try to stay up all night, try to find people to talk to because I'm alone or I'm depressed or no more of that. I'm just like, no, this is. If I can get one person, I hope, I pray, please. I know I can do it. I know I can. My kids are smart enough. I know it. I know that if I spend enough time teaching and developing and showing them, I know that they can understand it and I know that they can reach the same conclusion and enlightenment and feel what I am flooded with right now. This is a serious, like, oh, my phone's crappy, but I am quivering. I haven't stopped the whole time. Just, I got to get as many people as I can to feel this before I die. They have to, as many people as I can. The more I get, the better. That's the more that I get to share with with God. We get to share forever together. All of us, every single one of us get to share forever together in limitless time. Because the time construct that we have was created by God. Just imagine that. This I haven't even started to go through this in my head. Like, this is going to take me weeks to work through. I am a very complicated and a difficult but intelligent person. I feel my emotions down to my core and I share them with everyone. I don't care. I don't care that nobody talks to me because of it. It saddens me that so many people are so afraid to talk, to be people, to just communicate, to open up. Why? You know, the more you open, the closer you get to this point. I'm telling you, the more that you open yourself up, the better. Please, if someone is actually trying to get you to talk to them because you're hurt, talk. Get help. Open yourself up. Look at your problems. Look at your life. Look to God. Realize He's not just everywhere. Everything. All of it. Everywhere. Everything. Everyone. Every single breath. I can't. I mean, I could just go on and on and on because there's so many amazing things and different things in this world, but everything. All of it's Him. There was nothingness. And He took nothingness and made this. For lack of a better understanding of it, the way that I look at it, truthfully, I feel like it's like we're in his stomach, we're in his tummy. And all of this is just Him waiting to see who is worth keeping and not worth keeping. I bet when we die, we all go back to the same place. I think maybe I'm wrong, but maybe there isn't a hell. Maybe there isn't necessarily a heaven. There's just God. Just going back to the Creator, being part of the Creator, yet separate enough to know that you're separate, and yet a companion, yet like the children thing, that having kids now, I understand it. I really understand it. We are his kids. He was alone. There was no one else. There was no other creator, essentially. So being the amazing thing that the amazing, there's no word that describes, there's no word. Gosh, man, there's absolutely, I could open a dictionary and I promise you, there is no word in there that describes this. But being whatever, being him, being God, he took and manifested all this in us to make something out of nothing. What greater purpose could you have? I mean, think about it. What greater purpose would there be if you existed in nothing and you could do whatever you wanted, no matter what? Like, there's no love or hate or hope or none of that. There's nothing, just you and existence. Like, we as humans are so egocentric, and we have so many different ideas and thoughts and blah 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 and relationships, and so like it's really hard to really break it down, but you really have to break it all the way down to get any kind of understanding of it. But that's what it is. That's what it is. And there's some of us reach that point because they're that dedicated and committed, and they're worth keeping around, clearly, because that's a good person, and he set the rules for what's good and bad. We all understand that. I think the bad ones, they just get absorbed and reused. The bad gets wiped. Why would he want to keep that around? I wouldn't. No, I think he created just like what he did for Adam when he took apart Adam. That's what he did with himself. We are the rib. We're literally the rib that got turned into Eve. All I can say is thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. This is amazing. I am so thankful right now. For a second, I was like, why did you take this long to show me this? And then instantly my brain was like, dude, it's worth it. Like, I would go through 1,000,000 times worse, 1,000,000 times over. Are you kidding me? This is amazing. I'm sitting in a motel room alone. Okay? And I'm telling you right now, I feel better than I have in my entire life. And no, I'm not high. I just woke up like an hour and a half ago. It takes me a lot of weed and a long time. I can eat thousands of milligrams and just get up and probably drive to the fucking across the state and be fine, truthfully. I am a very, very heavy smoker. It's not a good thing. It's going to change. Like, it already did change half an hour ago. I'm still going to live my life and enjoy it. But knowing this is just nothing. It takes the bad out of all the bad. It takes the anger and the hurt that people can do. Nobody can touch me now. I don't care. You can come kill me. I'll be sad that I didn't get to tell more people about this. I'll be sad that I didn't get to spend time with my kids and teach them and show them the truth. I'll be kind of angry at you for that. But that aside, honestly, every time I've ever thought of death, I've literally almost had a panic attack. The walls close in, my chest gets heavy, my lips start to quiver, I start to hyperventilate. I'm serious. I have an actual phobia of death. It's fucking gone, dude. It's gone. It's gone. I'm telling you, there is nothing better than this. And I hope every single person gets to feel this. Everybody deserves this. Everyone can feel this. Everyone can go back. Everyone can be part of him forever. You just gotta start to give up. You gotta give this fucking life and the bullshit that we all fucking think is what we need. You gotta give that up. The drugs, the women, the men, the loving, the hating, the light, all of it. Give it up. It's here for us to enjoy, but it's here to test us. If you fall into it and you don't reach enlightenment, you don't reach this point, you don't go back to the Creator with this. Why would you want that? Why wouldn't you want to go back to Him and thank Him for all of this? Every bit of it. Yes, even the suffering. Because it's so beautiful. The suffering itself is beautiful because of what comes from it. It's amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and upload this, and then I haven't eaten really all that much in the last couple of weeks, or taking care of myself. I got a haircut and did some trimming and stuff, but I have neglected myself way too much. I'm not broke. I have a vehicle. It's time to go out. Get something to eat, smile, and just enjoy being with God.